SUDA Pharmaceuticals Ltd is a drug delivery company focused on developing low-risk oral sprays using its OroMist technology to reformulate existing pharmaceuticals. SUDA's product pipeline includes Zolpiem trademark, a first-in-class oral spray for insomnia. Other products in development include oral sprays for the treatment of migraine headaches, chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, ED and epileptic seizures. Here to tell us more is the CEO of SUDA Pharmaceuticals, Dr. Michael Baker. Hi, Michael.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on the program.
Pleasure to have you with us. Now, firstly, tell us a little bit more about this OroMist technology and the benefits.
Absolutely. So that's our reason for being is we work with drugs that have already been approved, but they're solid dose forms. And what we look to do with that OroMist platform is convert them into, or repurpose them into oral sprays. So something you can just simply spray into the mouth, and then it crosses the lining of the what we call the oral mucosa, which is the lining of the mouth. And the reason that we do that is there are a number of benefits that are associated when we're able to get a drug to cross the lining of the mouth in that way. It gets into the bloodstream a lot faster, so we have what's called higher bioavailability. And that can often lead to drugs working faster, but it does mean we can potentially dose patients with less drugs. And the other nice thing is that there are some patient groups that are just not in a position where they can take medications as solid dose forms, and that can include the population of people that can't swallow, which is a significant population, a condition called dysphagia, but also in the case of pediatrics, for example, and if patients are having a seizure, it's very difficult for them to take a medication. So we see advantages in those spaces.
So, Dr. Michael, tell us a little bit more about SUDA Pharmaceuticals overall then, and I guess the key focuses for your business as you move forward.
Yeah, so as I said, we do look to take a range of products and drugs that have already been approved, which is quite nice because it enables us to select the markets that we play in. And so the market that we're currently in for our most advanced drug is actually called, it's insomnia, for the treatment of insomnia. It's a drug called Zolpiem. And that's formerly Sanofi's blockbuster drug. And we expect that to be a market of about $4 billion by 2026. And so, as you rightly pointed out, some of the other drugs that we've got on development, one is called sumatriptan. That was formerly GSK's blockbuster drug Imitrex. And that's under development for the treatment of migraine. And so we've also got another product that we're developing for the treatment of cancer called Anegrolide, and some other earlier stage products that we're developing for partner companies, and one of those of note is Sanofi, a top 5 pharmaceutical company.
So you recently announced that the Therapeutic Goods Association granted approval for your Zolpiem, as you just mentioned, the insomnia treatment ahead of its Q4 2020 deadline. So I guess how significant is that approval for your company?
Yeah, it's a really big milestone for the company. It does represent the first regulatory approved product in our portfolio, so we're particularly excited to have had that approved. And as I mentioned, for that drug, if we are able to get it into that oral spray format, what we sell, clinical data has shown that it enters the bloodstream more rapidly and reaches therapeutic levels much quicker than what we would see for the tablet form of the drug, and also induces a state of sedation faster than the tablet form. So in effect, starts to work to put patients to sleep faster, which is great. And so for the next steps for that, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say I don't need trouble sleeping. I need trouble staying awake.
Yeah, and we're particularly excited about that. As I said, because all the work now has been done, so there's no more preclinical or clinical work. That's a product that's now listed on the Australian Register of Therapeutic Goods, and so it can be commercialised throughout Australia. So we're in the process now. We're having discussions to select that Australian partner.
Yeah, wow, huge move for you guys. And I guess you've also mentioned a final report on a study of your product for cancer treatment is coming shortly. So tell us a little bit about your plans for that drug.
That's right. So that's the drug called Anegrolide, which we're reformulating for use in the treatment of cancer. And that's for particular solid tumour types where patients also have elevated platelet levels. And so we, as you rightly pointed out, we're about to receive a final report. It's an animal study that would support our hypothesis that we could get more of the drug into the bloodstream when we're using an oral spray. But importantly for that drug, as a tablet, it actually produces a cardiotoxic intermediate. And so we're hopeful that we'll also see a decrease in the level of that intermediate being produced when we have an oral spray. And so for that program, what's next is we continue to create a pharmaceutical grade formulation for that product. And once we have that in our hands, we would perform some of the preclinical safety studies. Again, because we're working with drugs that have already been approved, we don't have to repeat all of the preclinical and clinical work that goes into drug development. So we have an abbreviated pathway. But next steps are to move into that preclinical safety, and then that would be followed by clinical trials.
Well, it sounds like you're making some amazing ground in this space. Look, if people want to find out more information, how can they contact SUDA?
Yeah, they can certainly visit our website, and that's a great place to get more information about all of our programs. But we're certainly we have a presence on all social media platforms, so people could just type in SUDA Pharma to look us up, and certainly they can certainly get in contact with the company via email or telephone. We're always happy to have a chat around people that are interested in our platform from an investment point of view, but also for potential partners that may have a drug that they think is suitable for conversion from solid dose form into an oral spray.
Well, Dr. Michael Baker, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on.